asking this question. Why is it that you hate God? And as I was meditating on this subject matter, it dawned on me. You don't really hate God. It's that you don't know God. And the reason that you don't know God is because you're dead. You are dead. You don't know it, but you are dead. In the Bible, it says that there was an angel who wanted to replace God. Thought he had it going on. His ideas would be better than God. And he needed to get the people or the angels to support him by making them think that his ideas about living, whether anywhere, was better than God. And he convinced them that some of them were more important, some of them were more precious, some of them were more deserving and more outstanding than others. And he got a following. Now, the Bible tells us that that angel and all those that followed him were kicked out of heaven. The Bible also tells us that God established the world. Some of you call it the Garden of Eden. In fact, the Bible calls it the Garden of Eden. And you put it on in your own minds, a small geographical location. But when I sense it, I see the whole earth as being the Garden of Eden. And somewhere in that Bible, it tells you that there was a spirit. Some call it a snake, some call it a devil, but a spirit that got in the minds of those who were there. Well, started off, according to the Bible, with one person who suggested that if they ate off a particular tree that they were instructed not to eat off of, that they would be wise, as wise as God, not wiser than other people, because they wanted you to think then that there weren't any other people, but you would be as wise as God. And though they had been instructed not to eat off that tree, and if they did, they would die, they were led to believe what they were told by the other instructor. And so they ate off that tree. And eating off that tree, they lost their relationship with God as they understood it to be. Now they forgot that the earth that they were living on, the garden that they were living in, was created for them. It was created for them so that living here on this planet, they could be able to do one or two things. That's why they were given free will. To work their way back to the heaven that they had lost by creating heaven where they were. And in order to do that, you'd have to recognize and honor and respect the God that they had. Well, sometimes you might think that these were spirits that came from heaven and were put in these human bodies so that they could learn the truth. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's a good analogy. And so they ate off this tree, and they forgot that God had prepared all these things for them. And they replaced that knowledge with the knowledge of the new instructor, who said that some of them were better than others, more deserving than others, superior to others. And as life grew, that philosophy grew. And people, rather than creating heaven here and reestablishing what life is all about, which they no longer knew of, they created what we have today. Some of them went to a part of the earth where they could come up with a social plan, an economic plan called democracy. This was supposed to replace God, so you could take your mind off God. And in this democracy, some are better than others, some are more deserving than others, some are superior to others, which means that there were a group of people that were always being beat down. There were a group of people who always had a heavy foot on their necks. There were a group of people who were always suffering for the benefit of those who were more important. Suffering for the benefit of those who deserved more. Suffering for those who were superior. And in other places, they established a order, social and economic order called socialism and communism, dictatorships. And everywhere they went, whether it was in Russia, whether it was in the United States, whether it was in China, whether it was in North Korea, whether it was in Iran, wherever they went, the philosophy of life was the same. There were some that were better than others. And so the same situation all over this big garden existed. But it just didn't stop there within those geographical perimeters. Certain portions of the world became more important than other portions of the world. Some were better than others. Some deserved more. And they ended up with the same things that they held within their own geographics that created pain and suffering. Then they had this disdain for one another across the world. And that same thing, more than others, caused and created wars and terrorism. All because they are following a philosophy of life that is the reason that they are dead. So while in heaven, everybody could have food, clothing, and shelter if it were required. Everybody could have unlimited education, unlimited health care, and a career of their own choosing. Everyone could have that. And that would create amongst them peace and prosperity and joy. But that's when you know God. To know God means that you recognize God as the maker and you treat everybody like you want to be treated, and you play your part in the creation of the goods and services that you as an angel, that you as a person, as an individual, as a nation, as a group would enjoy. That's what you would do because you are led by the Spirit of truth. But led by the spirit of lie, you're better, you deserve more, and you're superior, requires that you mess over people. And people, because they're dead as well, allow you to do it. So what have I said? If I thought for a moment, why do you hate God? You blame God for the atrocities that you experience. Some of you are hurting. You blame God. God didn't cause you to hurt. God put it in your hands for you to hurt yourselves or correct yourselves. There are people who are going through the worst situations. In Syria right now, they're being killed by the thousands as they have been done. Hey, birds, be quiet. This is my show. This is my show. And nobody understands you. So be quiet. Well, that's what happens in the world. The dead people keeps on talking. They're talking everywhere. They're talking in government. Have no significance whatsoever except the continuation of the hell that we live in. They keep on talking in churches. Have no significance of what it takes to eliminate these problems because they are taking their churches and their religion and shaping it on the forms of that big liar that got them to the cemetery. The cemetery of life. Well, I want you to know that your pain and suffering, your lack of health care, your what you call entitlements, your food shelves, your raggedy car, your no clothes, your sleeping under bridges, your terrorism, and your wars are all a result of being dead. Are all a result of being dead. Now, who is alive? Nobody. Because every last one of you are selfish. If somebody came up to you and said, would you like to see a beautiful world where everybody is having their needs met, the first thing you would say, it can't happen. And somebody will ask you, what side are you on? Well, I'm realistic. I'm on the side of being practical. Which means you are against God. Every last one of you who will listen to my voice today, every last one of you are anti-God. And if you say you're not, where are you? You think you're not anti-God because you go to church? Is your church brother with the next church? I was listening to TV the other day, and they were highlighting a particular church organization that got barns of food and goods that people of their congregation might need if they suffer. And you think that's godly. The mafia looks after the mafia. Gangbangers look after gangbangers. So what makes you any different than any other dead person? Nothing. And those who have gone and received life back. And I'll mention Jesus Christ first because more people know Jesus Christ than others. The devil kills. Gandhi, the devil kills. John F. Kennedy, the devil kills. Abraham Lincoln, the devil kills. Malcolm X, the devil kills. Martin Luther King, the devil kills. And so many others that I don't even know, the devil kills. And you know that. So rather than get killed, which means getting back into life, you rather give all of your power to being selfish, that you're more deserving, that our nation is more deserving, that we got the best and greatest nation on the face of the earth, which is a sign that you don't know God. How in the world could, if you thought that your nation was the best and the greatest nation on the face of earth, and you knew God, you knew that your responsibility would be to lift up every nation that is under you, every nation where the people are suffering less than you are. You would try to make sure that they would at least come up to the level that you're at, if you knew God. But you don't know God because you are dead. Well, I don't just want to leave the knowledge that you're dead with you. I want to also share with you how to wake up. The way to wake up is to purge yourself of this silliness that you are better, that a white person is better than a black person, or a black person is better than a white person, or that a man is better than a woman, or a woman on the computer, or on that card, or that a woman is better than a man, or that young people are better than old people, or old people are better than young people. You all require the same things for a social existence. And the variation of things that you would like that would bring you more peace in your lives, which has been provided for you by the Master on the resources above the earth, what you can see and can't see, or that which is on the earth that you can see and can't see, and that which is in the earth which you can see and can't see, and the different desires that you each have within yourselves, which is your certificate of your abilities to participate in the creation of these goods and services. They are there still. But you have to purge yourself of that other silliness and recognize that I don't care what your government system is. It is not the authority. It is only the authority of the death that you're living. I don't care what political party you are a representative of. It is only a representation of the death which you are perpetuating in your life. So, you have to put that aside. Purge yourself of that junk. And recognize that your religion, your faith, your political party, your national government did not create anything on this earth. They didn't bring anything with them, and when they leave, they take nothing with them. Didn't do that. There was another power that did that. And that is the power that you should give allegiance to. And that power, once again, requires that your respect for it is exemplified in your respect, compassion, and love for one another. Because this is how you get your goods met. This is how you get your houses. This is how you get your food. This is how you get your clothing. This is how you get your nice cars. This is how you get your nice neighborhoods. This is how you get your crime-free societies. This is how you eliminate terrorism and war. God, no, what does it take to wake you up from the dead? Well, maybe some of you get it. I won't spend any more time now. Bye-bye.